Hey everybody, what's going on? Hey Fish.
Hi there, Huck.
Thanks for being here. So yeah, y'all, this is a very impromptu, totally unpublished, publicized, advertised stream. When I got the news last night, I was floored. I don't know where you were. I was at a Halloween party, and my phone actually lit up from texts from people here on Instagram, and I just looked down. I'm like, am I reading this right? Like I thought I was misreading it, right? And it said Matthew Perry, Chandler dies. I'm like, and then I'm sure like you had to look it up, and all of a sudden the headlines were like Matthew Perry dead at 54, and I'm like, wow. What,
Yeah,
what
yeah,
where did you
yeah.
hear about it?
I was actually at work. I was just finished checking on a guest in one of the theaters, and I walked back into a little side station, and one of the girls was my side station buddy who was working with me. She was like, "Oh, Matthew Perry died." Just nonchalant.
Just like
Just
that?
I was like, "Wait, what?" She was like, "Yeah, Matthew Perry died." I was like, she's like, "Apparently he drowned." I was like, "What?" So yes, I was floored myself. I sat down, Google, it's our best friend nowadays. So yep, Googled Matthew Perry, and right there TMZ, and then other couple other sources, and I clicked it open and read it, and I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
Wow.
So yeah.
I you know Here, let's just pop in. I'm glad we got a few people, being that this was unscheduled. If you guys want to join us or certainly chime in, let us know some of your Matthew Perry stuff, Kitten Paws, Movie Hunter, Craig. Hey, man. Yeah, I mean, what an absolute shock. I mean, the guy, Fish, I don't know. Did you get Matthew Perry's book? Have you read his autobiography?
I have not yet. I have not, but somebody was telling me that it's fantastic, and I believe that, yeah, my the girl who was working with me, I think she had mentioned something about a chapter in it where he really
Really?
talked
Yeah.
about his addiction, and yeah,
Oh, it's beyond that. The whole thing is about his addiction.
his
That's what
struggles and
what is it?
everything.
It's
Yeah,
was it Friends, Lovers, and the big terrible thing. And the big terrible thing is his addiction. And
right.
if I can encourage it, like I love getting autobiographies, but if it's also read by the author, I always get the audiobooks of those, especially since when I drive around a lot and I have more driving time than sitting at home reading. And plus, when you hear those stories from the author, it
Oh
really
yeah, no.
touches you. Oh my
Oh
God,
yeah, no.
Fish!
It hits different when it's their
It'll
own words
break your
coming out of
heart.
the computer.
Yeah. When you hear Matthew's
So,
story, it'll break your heart. Everything that he's gone through. It's a miracle he survived 10 seasons of Friends.
no, absolutely,
A
absolutely.
miracle.
Because I mean, I of course watched it all, and you could see it, you could see it happening, from
Oh, I
season to
know.
season in the seasons, and yeah, you'd see him leave a season looking awful, come back, and he'd have some weight on
And he
him,
looked
he'd look
healthy.
healthy and look good, and then there'd be some seasons where he's very gaunt and yes, very
Absolutely.
sickly looking, and yeah, no, you could see it all. It played out in front of our faces, for 10
It sure
years,
did.
So
And
yeah, his struggles, yeah.
and back in the day, they just kind of kept saying it was addicted to pain meds and stuff, but it was, clearly now with the book, it was no. It was not. It was all mostly alcohol and drugs, just
Right.
and often a combo of both.
Oh
And
yeah.
that just really wrecks your body. So I don't know if like that kind of thing just took its toll on his body physically. And then, I heard he was playing a 2-hour pickleball game like 2 hours before he died. Like I don't know if he overexerted his, because he was a professional
Right.
tennis player too. Like you learn about his past is
Yeah.
that he was a
Well,
pro player. He
he
could,
dated Jennifer Capriati, world class tennis player. So,
right?
of course he's going to pick up the game, hopefully. So, especially, playing side by side with her, might pick up a few things. But yeah,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
sure he was yeah, top notch
Yeah,
tennis
he was
player.
quite good. So yeah, it was a little shocking to hear that that's how, he went. So what is your favorite memory then. And if you got any things that we'll share too, I'll just grab a couple of movies. So what I always do, Fish, I don't know if you do it as well, but whenever we lose somebody that I love, that we love, that my wife and I loves, we instantly honor them by watching something. Like to me, that's the best way to honor them. When we lost Burt Reynolds, I popped in Smoking the Bandit, and then so Matthew, I mean, I just went and grabbed my whole stack here, got Whole Nine Yards, Serving Sarah, Fools Rush In, and then I even have like compilation for. I don't even need this, because I have all the Friends stuff,
Right.
and I'll even send you one of these. This is a thing I made that had all the specials on it. So even on the
Right.
box set and the Blu-rays, there was the 10 Years of Friends that aired just before the final episode, and it was this great little documentary, just a great thing to lead into that final episode. And I do not understand, Fish, how this is not on any like set ever anywhere.
Oh, wow.
It was so
Okay.
well made, and luckily I had thanks to my lovely wife, I had TiVo at the time, so
Nice.
I just routed the TiVo to my computer, digitized it, and now I have probably like the only copy, a good copy. And I think you can see it on YouTube, but Warner Brothers
But
is
to
a
actually
hawk
have
on those.
one, and yeah.
Yeah, but that those will get taken down pretty quick unless Warner has put that up. Even if you're just sharing it, for free and not monetizing or anything like that, they're like, nope, and then
Right.
you'll get tagged and flagged, and it's out of here. But yeah, so he even had a pretty decent film career. What was your favorite film that he made outside of Friends?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go with Free to Tango. I was
Oh
gonna
yeah,
do. I was gonna do a Have you heard of this? And then, well, we'll do an impromptu one right now. But have you heard of Three to Tango?
it's funny. I
um,
have, and
um,
it's one that's not in my collection. So of course I started adding to cart some of the other Matthew Perry movies I didn't have, and that was one.
Man, I love this movie so much. It's fun. Nev Campbell, Dylan McDermott, Oliver Platt. It's a movie of misunderstanding, miscommunications, mistaken identities, or not identities, but sexualities, and it's just a fun movie. I really enjoy it because he's adorable in it. It has come out like 97, somewhere right around there. So right in the mix of Friends at the beginning
Yeah,
ish.
because
So
94 to 04 was the run of Friends. And that still holds up for me. That it still holds up very well. I still laugh. Like last night, I don't know if you watched, but I watched 2 episodes. I watched the one where he had the bracelet, where Joey gives him the bracelet from the Liberace House of Crap, and he's totally dogging on it, And,
oh
and he
yeah.
buys another one because he thought he lost it. And then Joey walks in, and he's like, "What do you have 2 bracelets for?" And he goes, "It's for you."
This one's for you.
And he goes, "Here," and he goes,
Yeah.
"Hey," and then you know what Joey says, right? "Hey, we're
We're
bracelet buddies."
buddies.
That's what they'll
what
call
they'll
us. Oh my god, it was so good.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what? I even loved. I enjoyed him before that. He was in a movie with one of my other favorite actors of all time, River Phoenix. I don't know if you A Night in the
Yes,
Life
Jimmy
of Jimmy
Reardon.
Reardon.
That is
Yeah,
hard to come by.
he plays his best friend. You see him on the back cover there, but yeah.
Oh man, now I got to pick that
So
up.
so yeah. Yeah, I this one I think is pretty hard to find. So if you can find it,
It is.
yes, absolutely. But I bought this a long time ago on Amazon for pretty cheap. But yeah, and I don't know if it's available anymore. But yes, good luck. Yes, I'll keep an eye out for you too if if I happen upon one at like a vintage stock or something.
Yeah.
So but
Maybe
yes,
I'll just,
I love this movie. Like I said, River Phoenix, one of my favorite actors ever. And then to have this was actually his first movie, Matthew Perry's.
it was his first film.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, I have a crush on somebody on that cover. Hold it up.
Oh, what you got? Which
I
one
know
you
for
got
you.
there? We got Meredith Salinger there.
That's
We
it.
got
You can stop right there. That's it.
I was gonna say we got Ione Sky.
Yeah, they're all good, but I love Meredith Salinger.
Oh
And of
yeah.
course, River Phoenix. He's a cutie.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. But yeah, and then of course the whole 9 yards. I've got that's just my little step. But I don't have Fools Rush In. It's at my Best Buy, and I won't buy it all the time. I was like, oh, I'll grab it. I'll grab it. I'll grab
Right.
it. Well, now I
But
gotta grab it.
what always happens, Fish, I've noticed that when people like pass away, this happened with Olivia Newton-John. I had and I know you're a fan of hers too, right?
Oh yeah,
Like
absolutely.
I had Grease in 4K in my Amazon cart the day she passed away. Like we tend to do. I'm like, hey, I'll just leave my cart there and I'll come back later, which I do
Right.
way too often. And then things
Oh
either
yeah.
go up in price, down in price, sell out, and you're like, oh man, I
Oh
should
yeah.
have just bought
Oh
it.
yeah. Right.
And sure enough, midway through the day, she'd passed away, and they jacked the price up to like $25. It was $11.99
Yeah.
in the cart. Go figure. So I'm like, I'll wait. It'll come back down. So I'm sort of half waiting for all this Matthew Perry stuff, because people. The thing is, I wish they wouldn't do that, because people then want to show their love and acquire Matthew Perry
Right.
stuff
And yes,
and
absolutely.
remember him, right, and
Right.
remember those good feels and those good movies. And then the prices get jacked up, and then people are like, well, I mean, they just play on us of how bad do you want to remember this person.
Right, right, right. Or really like let's hold off and see what the demand for this is. And
Yeah,
then yeah.
yeah. But yeah, Lance Stevens said there's 17 again. There's one.
Oh, with Zac Efron. I've only watched that the one time, like when it first came out. I need to check it out again. I hear it. I remember it being a fun one because I loved 18. 18 again was that George Burns and Charlie Flatter back in the 80s.
All right. Well, and Nick's saying this. Nick, I don't know if you're being like kind of pokey about this, but I mean, what do you mean no one's mentioned Matt's name? I talk about Matt all the time, and to me, this is a chance to remember him. So I'm just gonna hop off of you for now. Sean saying, hey,
Hi, Sean.
yeah. Movie Hunters is, well, okay. I mean, if people like, if you guys don't want to hear about it, you don't have to stay on the stream. This is like me and Fish really are bummed that he's gone. So yes, we wanted to pop on and talk about him. And I don't care if and I'm not monetized, by the way. I'm still unmonetized by YouTube. So I don't care how many clicks or views this gets. It'll never mean anything monetarily. It only means something like from the heart. And that's why Fish is here.
Yeah. So like I said, Matthew Perry, ever since Jimmy Reardon. So I've watched him, and then he was on an episode of 90210.
Yep.
that I remember because I love that show. Yes, you always talk about Matthew. You were doing your challenges for duos and stuff.
Yeah,
And
and he showed up twice.
right, exactly. So
Yeah,
I
if
mean,
anybody
I did.
watches my channel,
I didn't have a chance to participate in those because I was dealing with some stuff. So
some stuff. Oh.
yeah, my anxiety has been all over the place last month. So I took a little time away for me. So
Good.
but
Those are important things.
I'm better. I'm better now. Better, doing great. A lot better. So yeah.
Good.
So
It's always good to be in a good space, Fish. If you ever need, like, you can pick up, you can call me, man. Well,
thank you.
I'm all about like being here for friends, man. If you need an ear,
I appreciate that. It was more of like in my own head kind of thing. And then I don't know, a coworker triggered my breathing. I don't know. He was wearing a cologne or something that was very, very heavy and potent, and it like triggered I don't know, an asthma attack, an anxiety attack, because I couldn't catch my breath. Because anyway,
yeah.
and then I just got in my head, and then it took me a long time to get out of it.
Really?
So,
yeah. It's funny. I know what you're saying, because I have a thing about certain perfumes.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't mean just perfumes, just any perfume, men's perfume, girl perfume. If it's wrong, like that same thing happens to me. I'll get a little closed up here. It's like, is there a cat around? Or two, if someone wearing some horrible cologne. So,
but no. So I took a step back, but I wanted to participate in those because yes, I didn't know I would have thrown in a little odd duo for one of mine because everybody talks about Chandler and Joey, or Ross and Rachel, but hardly anybody ever talks about Chandler and Rachel. I love the two of them together. They don't have many episodes where it's like the two of them together, but they have a couple, and they're two of my favorites. And one of them is the one with all the cheesecakes.
The cheesecake. Oh, when they're
Yeah,
eating it off the floor.
yes,
You know,
yes. Where
my
they
favorite.
accidentally get it delivered, and Chandler just starts eating it one day, and then
Yeah.
they keep delivering them, and they keep eating them, and then they start fighting over it, and then by the end they're eating it off the floor.
Oh my god! And my favorite is at the very end. Joey comes up the stairs and he goes, "Hey, what we got?" And he reaches in his shirt and he pulls out a fork, like he's
Hey,
always
what are we
ready to
eating?
eat, and he just goes down. I'm like, "Oh my god, that's what I love about that show." Like, and I can see that episode as many times as I want, and every time that hits, I still laugh.
Oh,
Like,
oh,
there's so many things about
absolutely,
that show I still laugh every time, or it puts a great smile on my face, and that's just as good.
definitely,
And
definitely.
meanwhile, Holland's singing the song "I'll Be There for You."
Oh,
Oh yeah, I
man,
know. We were just talking about that last night with my wife. It's like, I mean, we did have the reunion special, so
right,
all we can say is thank God we had that. That was a chance to see them again, have them reminisce, have them talk about it, have
right,
them show their love to each other,
yeah,
and that's it. That's what we get, to remember him and that show. That's your full circle. 10 seasons in the special.
right.
Because yeah, I don't ever want to see anything else if it doesn't include them all.
Oh no, definitely not. Yeah.
Not unless it's like the other five coming on something talking about Matthew, remembering him. That's a remembering of Matthew. But as far
Oh
as a
yeah, yeah, yeah.
friends,
Not a
yeah,
sitcom like episode or
absolutely, right, right,
like
right.
made for TV movie or anything. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. Movie Hunter. It's like, yeah, it is funny how they're always sort of in your thought, or you think about them, or sometimes you don't. But yeah, when they're gone, the thing is too, you also know that when they're gone, how much that person meant, because there have been some others, like Bull Shannon also died. Was it yesterday or the day
Recently, yes,
before?
yes, 2 days ago.
Richard
Yeah,
Mall,
yeah.
and
And I
I like
love
that. Yeah,
I
I
loved
like
Bull. I love the character Bull on Night Court.
right.
But I don't know. There's just the friends hit different because I was in high school. I was older. I was and then I grew up with it. It was 10 years of my life, so I was like 26 when it left the air.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, related to that one a lot more.
Oh, absolutely. And the show for me is like, because I'm a little bit well, we're pretty close, but I was a little bit almost right at their age. I think Schwimmer's born the same year I'm born, and then Becky, I think it's Matt LeBlanc is her year or something like that. So we sort of grew up with them. We sort of went through the same, like some of the friends had jobs and money, and then some didn't. And then
Right,
sometimes it would flip. It's like the
right,
only one that seemed to consistently have a job the entire time was Chandler,
right.
right? And no one still
And
knows what his
nobody knew
job
what he did.
is. He's a transponder. A
It's a
transponder.
That's
That's not even a word. Oh my god, this is great. So
uh,
yeah, and so you could do you relate a lot to those aspects of those age groups that they were in, and then they all each had a certain personality that I think everyone could relate to almost.
right,
I
right,
mean,
right,
Joey's the charismatic. You could almost call him a jock, even though he didn't come across as a jock, but he was, the stocky, well-built guy. Chandler's
right.
the funny guy. Monica's the cook and the OCD person. I mean, they all had like, and for me, I actually had a little connection to both Monica and Chandler because I always use humor as a defense mechanism, just like Chandler. And then Monica's a little OCD, and I'm a little OCD, always making lists and stuff like that. So instantly, when they became a couple, I was like, hallelujah, And so that's why I put them. I think I put them at the top of my power couple episode.
Oh no, I definitely, as well they should be, definitely, because they're fantastic. At the beginning, like she was like, nah. I mean, like, would you date me? They're like, they were laying
Yeah,
on the beach, like, and then lo and behold, that one time in England, and it was
yeah.
all over.
But
And what an amazing, I love the way they played off each other as well too, because you know he Chandler like loved her for her, like all the OCD and all the
yeah,
crazy and all of it. He loved her regardless, and yes, and yeah. So I love them, And
they
she
were.
loved him, and she loved him too for the same reason. So like
Yeah,
they were out, they were going out to dinner, and he goes, So I said something to the maitre d, and she was like, I don't. Basically, I don't feel that bad because you don't have to live with it. So
Yeah.
you know, I love him, but you ain't got to deal with that stuff. So yeah, but
And the proposal was super sweet too, because she
um,
waited so long for him to just get to it that, oh my God, I watched it last night. I'm gonna get all misty now. So I watched that episode last night where he, is blowing it. He's trying to like play coy and aloof, like he doesn't want to get married at all.
right,
And so literally, and he was saying it to Monica's face so that when he proposed, it would be a surprise. Only it fully backfired, and Richard had somehow come back into her life, and then
yes,
realized he had let the best thing go, and he wanted to marry her. And so so the confrontation between Chandler and Richard was really sweet, because he's like, you had your chance and you
right.
blew it. Sorry, I'm getting all emotional here. He's like, and you blew it. It's my turn. It's my turn.
You
Back
could
off. And Richard's like, go get her. And I'm telling you, I was like,
go get our girl. He said, "Go
yeah,
get our girl. Go get our girl." Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Love Tom Selleck too, but yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So that was
Um,
just a stupendous episode. And then when he got there, Joey even had to sort of flip the script on him and say that Monica had left, and sort of lower his expectations, get him in a very sad state. And then when he opened the door,
yeah,
there's all the candles,
candles
and
and yeah.
Monica took charge because she didn't know that he knew now. So, it's just beautiful. Oh, so
Oh,
I'm all
fantastic.
misty
Oh
here,
yeah.
but it's so good.
Oh yeah. Another
Yeah,
another one
Keller
of
was
my
right.
favorites is when they're sneaking around, and it's the one where everybody finds out.
So good.
Yeah, yeah.
So good.
Where
Especially
he
when
and
Joey
Phoebe
finds
are.
out. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Oh,
So yeah, the
I
Phoebe and
was gonna
Rachel
say
one?
when he and Phoebe are going back and forth, and she's flirting with him, and he's like, "Did you see that?" She's like, "I
Yeah,
did see that." Oh, Phoebe knows, and
yeah.
then yeah, it's I just love how that episode played out because they're pushing each other to see who's going to break first,
Uh-huh. Oh
and
yeah. And Monica's like, they don't know that we know
we
they
know
know.
they know.
And Joey's like, no, 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 no.
We can tell like Three Stooges. We know, we know, we know.
Yeah,
You know? Great episode. Yeah,
yeah,
they don't know that we know they know we know.
yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
the messers. Are we getting the
Oh, the
messies?
besties. I just when
um,
they each find out. So when Rachel and Phoebe are in the other thing, and they look across the window and they see them
right.
making out, they
That's
freak out. But then Ross walks in and they close the curtains
um,
and they go, ah! And they try to distract him because they
you
don't.
went to this party. We're so excited. And, oh, that's
Oh
when
my God, yeah. And then when Joey finally realizes they know it's just like a relief off of him. Oh,
it's like he was like, "Wait a minute, you, Joey, we need to talk to you in the bedroom real quick." And they show you in there. He's like,
yeah,
you?"
yeah,
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 oh
yeah.
yeah.
So he's going,
Oh, oh,
because
oh.
he starts to piece
It
it together.
clicks.
They're like, Joey, come here. No. Uh, and that's where you realize that sometimes it's just lightning in a bottle. Like there's a lot of great casting out there, and then there's just these once in a lifetime pairings of people that all work. They all work so well.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal,
And what's crazy is he was the youngest in the cast. He was the baby. He was
Was
I
it
think he
the
was
youngest?
I think he was 24. I was pretty sure he was 24 when he got added to the cast and they started Friends. So yeah, he's my stepmom's age, or my sister's mom. They were born in '69, and he was only 8 years older than me. And
Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, like right around our age, yeah, right there. It's nuts. But yeah, as you were saying, he put himself through a lot. I think it started with an accident, a jet ski accident that injured him, and he was put on pain meds, and then just that's where it started. And
And
then,
kept going. Yeah,
yeah,
they say addiction is a beast. It's a legit thing that some people find it very difficult to shake.
oh, definitely, absolutely. I can't speak on the the pills or the pain pills part of it, but yeah, I can speak on the alcohol part.
Yeah.
I went through a time in my life where it was every night going out,
Yeah.
getting wasty face, and I it's kind of easy to do in the industry that I'm in, the service industry. You work in a restaurant or you work in a bar, and when you get off, what are you gonna do? All your friends are, working right here, and
Of
it's your
course.
bar.
You're right
You're
there.
hanging out, you might have a drink after work, but then you become friends with the regulars, and then you'll start hanging out with the regulars, and then you just, lo and behold, you're just hanging out every night, and so. Um, but yes, I have grown up and moved on from that, so I still enjoy a good drink, of
That's
course, but
good. Yep. Yep.
I'm not doing it every night. I'm not going out and getting you know, smacked out drunk.
Yeah, as we get older, fish, we can't do that much anymore. I'm telling you, I get a
Um,
beer in me, and I'm like, yeah, pretty good.
right.
you know, that's
I
it.
had a couple. I had a couple last night, and I woke up today, and I was like, you know what? Okay, I feel fine. Because used to
Didn't
be,
cross.
I'd be knocking them back. I'd have like 6 beers, some shots. I'd mix it up too. I wouldn't stick with one
Damn.
thing. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, addiction is hard to break free of, and or to, in my case, even just do it in moderation, and be okay at that
Yeah. The
at that
next
time.
day.
Yeah, or at that, or at that, staying at that, not having to, or not feeling the need to. Oh my gosh, I need a drink again. I need another drink, or so.
You're in a good place then, fish. Stay there, buddy.
Yeah, I've gotten, yeah,
You know.
I've gotten to a better place. Yes. Yeah.
Well, our house is lighting up pretty good. Look, even Tim is here now. This news hit me hard last night. So glad to see you guys celebrating. Yeah, Tim. And look, we have the link. If anybody wants to pop in and talk about Matthew Perry, here I'll post it again for those who just came in. There's the link if you want to come into StreamYard, or you can just let us know here. While you guys, caveman, pivot. Oh my God, that's like the greatest
Shut
name.
up! Shut
Shut up!
up!
Shut up!
Shut
Yeah. Well, look, I want to share
up!
something with you, Fish, and everybody. I put this just really quick together because today I actually watched Whole 9 Yards this morning. Because I watched the Friends stuff last night, got a little tired, but yeah, I just sort of grabbed these because I saw them in the bonus features. I was like, oh my God, I didn't realize there were these bonus features. So
Okay.
here, this is just like 2.5 minutes long, y'all. So watch what people are saying. This is, and you'll see who's on there. It's basically all the actors on the poster. So Bruce Willis, Amanda Peet, Natasha Henstridge, and Mark Clark Duncan all say a little something about Matthew. And when I watched it, it's how I felt about him. And I don't even know him. I've never even worked with him, but it's kind of how you feel when you watch him, that this is the kind of person he is. So, so yeah, check these out, y'all.
Matthew is hilarious. He's innately funny. He's funny in real life, and very, very funny in this film. He brought so much more physical comedy to the film that wasn't really on the page, and it just makes you laugh out loud.
Now, me personally, working with Matthew is the greatest thing that I could have done. I love Matthew. I love Matthew. Matthew's very funny. He's very creative. And he can come up with these one-liners at the drop of a hat. I can't do that, but working with these guys is wonderful.
It is easy working with Matthew, absolutely. I mean, he's so talented, and it was such a learning experience for me doing this film. Just in rehearsals alone, I saw so much of, you watch people on, Friends with Matthew or on the movies that he does, and you're like, oh, that's funny, cute, great, and you're always entertained, but you never realize the work and the thought that goes into everything. And Matthew is very serious about his job. Very funny to be with, don't get me wrong, very funny to be with, but very much into his job and getting it right and how the scene should be going and that sort of thing. So with Matthew and Jonathan, I really feel like I have a great guide and I'm learning a lot. So, but Matthew, the biggest thing with working with Matthew is literally trying to keep a straight face. Literally.
I can
you're sitting
imagine.
there and you're doing his close-up, you know, and you're behind the camera, and it's sometimes you just have to look away. You can't even look at him because you're just gonna die in laughter, you know, and ruin the whole thing. So, yeah, he's a lot of fun. Matthew Perry is a dream to work with, and he's literally one of the funniest people I've ever met in my life. He's yeah.
Look at the joy
I
in
can't
Amanda
stop laughing
Pete's
Yeah,
when I'm
face.
on
see,
set
a
with him.
memory
And
clicked in her
he's
head right
a
then.
real
She
Yeah,
was,
dork.
yeah. She's my
He's
favorite.
really a
If I put
dork
her last.
at heart.
I love her. I love her too.
And,
Yeah.
Oh, me too.
yeah, I mean,
You're
the
the
whole
greatest
time all
smile.
we do is like learn gags and bits from like Matthew and Bruce. Bruce like talks about his moonlighting days, his days on moonlighting all the time, and how funny he was. And Matthew talks about how funny he is on Friends. And so they have their little like banter, and they compete with their gags and their bits. And us lay people just sort of sit back and try to learn something about comedy.
See, like that. Yeah, there you go. Wasn't that nice?
I love that. I love that. You know, that just shows what kind of human he was. You know, just yeah. Sorry.
Oh, no, it's good. That's
And
why I wanted to share that. And I wanted to wait till we had some people in too to share that so they could hear some of those words. It's just great. And, you know, it's also sad to watch some of that too, because Michael Clark Duncan is gone.
yes,
And
rest in peace.
Bruce Willis is, of course, going through what he's going through. So,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's very like emotional for me today to like watch that movie, you know? But yeah. Oh, and you heard it from your mom, Sarah. Yeah.
Mm.
Look at this. We got Lance Jackson. Hey there. Should we? Oh, I know exactly.
Mm,
You know what that is, right? Fish.
do what?
You know what that is, right?
We get some coffee? Sure. Where? Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the last
Last
two
line.
lines
Yeah. It was last
of the entire
line
series.
performance. Yeah.
And I remember, and this is another thing that you learned from his book is he had said, he goes, I know this isn't a huge deal, but it is for me. Can I have the last line? It was really important to Matthew, I guess, for everything he had been through. The one thing you learn, many things you learn from his book is when it came to the show, he always straightened up and he always showed up. And so the duration of the show, he would kill it. If you look, his timing is never off. He's always like that great Matthew Perry. And then it's all in between the seasons that he just falls apart.
Right.
And so I don't know if it was just a personal thing to him. Like, I did it, you know, I finally meant something. I mattered, you know, to these cast, these crew, this show. Even though I have this addiction, I pulled it together. Can I have the last line? And they wrote, sure. Where? So Chandler gets the last line. And so, you know, and it fit perfect.
Right.
You know, Rachel asked, where do you guys want to get some coffee? And he goes, sure, where?
Yeah.
And you're like, that's funny. It's a nice
You
line to go out on.
You got a nice little chuckle at the end, and because you're sad, you know, they want to leave you on a little soft note, you know, just a little, So, and I love it. I love it. Yeah, I watch Friends every night. It's what I go before I go to bed. You know, I leave it on. It plays. I have it on. I have it physically, but I also have it on streaming. I bought it on YouTube a long time ago, so I still have it. But it's what I fall asleep to every night. It's I put season 7. I put season 7 on. I don't know, for some reason. I think it's my favorite season. I don't know. Yeah. Even though like Monica and Chandler are, you know, this is where they're still preparing to get married. It's the season. The wedding's at the end of the season. So I don't know. Rachel and Joey are living together. It's probably my favorite one. So it's also has the one with the cheesecakes in it. So
yeah, the cheesecakes. Let's see. Cal is saying pin the link in the chat. It is in the chat there. Yeah, there you go. So if anybody wants to pop in and say hey, Yeah. By the way, this is very funny. Movie Hunter says, "At my age, my wife will make a frozen drink, and I'll be bed an hour later. I'm a cheap date." I feel you, Movie Hunter. That's about right. Tim says, kind of sad when you realize the cast of the movie has actors. Yeah, and we were just saying he's passed away
Yeah.
young, and that one's declining health. That's a bummer to see. Yeah, I guess they realize it. Yeah, it was so strange watching that today. Because they're all just so vibrant and vivacious, and Bruce is so good. Like when Bruce is from Die Hard up until a certain point, it's like you could tell he still cared. And I don't mean now when he's just doing it for the money. That's a personal reason he's doing that. I just mean in general, like his acting looked like he was just kind of like phoning it in, like the Expendables and things like that. I'm just like, there's no spark left in what Bruce is doing.
Right.
And I guess you could just reach a point where you've done so much it's over. You just kind of do it for paychecks. But this one was so good. Like his character was funny. And he even says in that clip, outside of that clip I showed, how he loved doing a comedy again, because Moonlighting was his comedy, but then he gotten into these dramas and action movies.
Right.
So and you realize he's still a really funny performer.
Oh, no. Absolutely. See, Moonlighting is, where I first saw him. I grew up with, I love Moonlighting. And Sybil Shepherd, fantastic show. But yeah, it's like to see him once Die Hard hit, it was kind of over. The comedy was kind of over unless it was sprinkled into an action movie.
Exactly. Because Die Hard does have humor.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't think you could have that without his humor. I think that's why Die Hard is so good, because in that chaos, he does make you laugh in sort of a tragic way, but you get it. You get why he's making those jokes.
Right.
Wrong gas, Hans.
Right.
Really change. Just yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. It's like, yeah, he just sold that so good. Yeah, do you remember the roommate Eddie?
Absolutely, yeah.
When Joey had to move
Adam
out.
Adam Goldberg. Yeah.
He takes the fish. I'm taking the fish. And didn't he call the fish Chandler? Didn't he call
oh man, what did he call the fish? I can't remember.
I do remember before it was a real fish, it was just the goldfish crackers. He's like
the goldfish cracker, yes.
Goldfish cracker. His delivery of that was so good.
The one where he's in the box. I mean, that episode was fantastic. You can't see it, but I'm looking you right now.
Yeah, just a little finger come out. Yeah. That was
so good. I mean, you can't even see him, and he's hilarious. He's that good.
This finger acting was great.
Exactly.
Yeah. Who else can do that? Rockin' Rogers here says at 3 months old, he moved up. It's funny. Yeah, he moved up to Canada where you are, and then moved to LA for tennis in his early teens. Yeah, and that's in the book too. What's funny is Roger in that whole 9 yards. They're in Canada, like their characters moved to Canada, and in the thing they ask if he was, from Canada, and he goes, no, I'm from the States, but we moved up here. I'm like, actually, you are Canadian, pretty much, So I thought that was kind of funny that they put him in Canada. Hey, Jerry, what's going on, man?
Jerry.
Yeah, Ray said Rachel's name. Yeah, exactly. Oh, hey, Garrett. Yeah. Hey, Mel's here. Hey, Mel. What up, cool kids? We're just waxing on about Matthew Perry. You got any Matthew Perry stories or loves? Sup, master? Look at that. Killer and Rad in the same house. We're doing good. We're doing good. Feeling good.
Yeah. I don't know. There was just something about Three to Tango. Like I said, this one's my favorite. There's just something about that.
Now who else? So Neve Campbell, and then who's the other guy?
Dylan McDermott.
Dylan McDermott. Yeah. Oh yeah, there he is.
Yeah. But yeah, there's something about his comedy in this one. It's very physical. He's very animated. It's fantastic. It's mistaken, like they think he's gay, and he's like,
Sort
I'm
of like
not gay.
Chandler.
I didn't gay.
I didn't
That's
gay.
that's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite lines. I'm not gay. I didn't gay. So yeah, so it's a lot of fun if you've never seen it. Or I mean, you have seen it, right? Probably been a
That
while.
one I haven't seen. Three to Tango. I have not seen
Okay.
that one. That's one
Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
get on my radar.
Oh yes, definitely check it out. Sorry, a little spoiler there, but yeah, it's mistaken.
No, that's funny.
But
So you
yeah,
got to give little nuggets so it makes people want to go find it and see it. But it's
Yeah.
funny because that happened to like Chandler throughout the entire run. Is people like, oh well, your roommate's gay though, right? He goes, no. But what an interesting way that Matthew carried his character in a way that we know he's not, but there's something that could be
There's
misconstrued as
something.
gay.
There's that one episode. There's that little. There's that quality. There's that something. That one episode where the girl at work was gonna hook him up on a date.
Yeah.
And she thought it was a guy, or like she's gonna hook him up with a guy, and he was like, I'm not gay. She's like, oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
do I see gay? Well, yeah.
Yeah, and that's also when you learn the interesting quality of his parents, because Morgan Fairchild was basically like a sleep around kind of lady,
Right.
And
right.
then his dad was basically, a cross-dresser, drag queen.
Drag queen, yeah.
So like they gave him the most colorful parents. I would love to have seen them a little bit more, especially Kathleen Turner.
Oh, Kathleen Turner, absolutely playing his dad. Yeah.
She showed up as the dad, with that nice husky voice. I was just like, that is brilliant casting. And I love that Kathleen had no problem.
Oh yeah, she was all in that. She was like, I get it.
I know. Yeah, it's either me or Brenda Vaccaro, and she's
and she was already Joey's mom, so
yeah. Oh my god, yeah. I just watched one where Joey has all the sisters too, and Chandler can't remember which one was. Like,
which one he kissed?
Yeah. He goes, I'm sorry, they just look so similar. How can you not tell? And it's funny because in the shot, at least 5 of the 7 were wearing red dresses, and their hair was all the same color as
the big hair and yeah.
And when you're drunk, I can see how you wouldn't know the difference.
That's a good one too. That's a good one too, because didn't he just break up with Janice, and then he's like feeling down? So Oh, and those two, Chandler and Janice, that couple.
What a couple.
And I love the fact that I love the fact that she was in at least one episode of every season.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
Came back to haunt them, sort of, in a way.
And she was so well played in those things. Like sometimes she came in to make out with Ross, or or come back during the delivery of the baby, and then she was in the other one having a baby. It was like, oh my god!
When they're buying the house, and she's thinking about buying the one next door. Yeah.
Yeah, I love how they never forgot about her. That was
that's one of my favorites. It was great because their chemistry was really good together as well.
Oh, I'm glad to hear you say that, Ken. Ken said that. Do you have Serving Sarah? So
I do not have Serving Sarah. I have only seen that one time, and that's when it first came out. I have not watched it since. I need to grab that and check it out again.
It's funny because I'm glad you said that, because a lot of these, I found these at my thrift stores for this was $1. I got Fools Rush In, for $1. This was still wrapped. I just opened it today.
Oh wow.
99 cents, And you're right, Ken. So many of these are still, DVDs. I didn't even have the Blu-ray for Whole 9 Yards.
Three to Tango, still a DVD. Yeah.
Crazy, And let's see who is so this is Paramount, so it's Serving Sarah's Paramount,
right? And
Columbia TriStar is Fools Rush In. So, I mean, we could get Blu-rays. I don't know why we haven't. And you often wonder, would the loss of somebody get them to instigate them to make new formats, but it doesn't really.
No, you know,
It doesn't.
and that's sad. You know, that's very
They don't
sad.
care.
You know, because you know, especially after we lost Paul Rubens, because everybody started clamoring for his collections of sports.
The Pee Wee movie, right?
Yeah. So Pee Wee's Big Adventure just boom, you know, gone.
Absolutely,
Um,
instantly.
So I still have yet to grab that one because
Really?
I think I can only find it in the collection, the 7-movie Tim Burton collection.
Yeah, and that's what I got. I
Right.
just went ahead and bought that one. It was $30 on eBay, perfect price.
Right.
And yes, you know, I already had the Batmans and the Beetlejuice, so really it ended up being for like, and I had Mars Attacks, like I guess all but 2, because I didn't have Charlie and Chocolate Factory and Pee Wee, so I kind of got. But it's a nice little box set. You get a nice book in it.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
it's worth it for that,
Yeah.
and just to get Pee Wee, you know. And we watched that. It's the same thing. So when we lost Paul, my wife and I watched, and she goes, "Man, that is way funnier than I remembered it being." It held up really well. You watched it again, right?
No, not recently. I haven't had a chance to check it out yet. But I watched it so much as a kid. I still remember pretty much everything and the beats and where it falls and how the story goes and where he travels to and in the end and how he ends up in LA and Hollywood and goes through the things and the adventure through the lot. Yeah. So
yeah.
But yeah, I still need I do want to actually with my own eyes and remember, because I don't know, the opening scene where he's making breakfast is probably
it's so funny.
favorite.
So Ken says he loves the running gag is really important to a sitcom. Yeah, and there were so many running gags.
Definitely.
So many running gags.
Like we already talked about, nobody knew his job, ever, even after he quit. But Monica eventually, because they've been married for so long that she's like, if you don't want to do data reconfiguration or then
when they were doing the game show where Ross was the host, that was just because they were gonna switch apartments.
Yes.
Whoever won, I forgot what the girls were getting out of it. If the guy
so
won,
the girls they're losing the chickens and the chicken.
They gotta lose the chicken and the duck. That's right.
Chicken and the duck are gone because
that's right.
She's turning into a rooster.
Yeah.
But the boys get the apartment. So
right. That was so, and that only lasted 2 episodes. So that they got it that episode, and then the next episode, it was already like they moved in, and Monica's like, "No, this is a boys' apartment. It smells like a boys' apartment."
They had that one for a little bit because she completely revamped their apartment, tore the carpet out, did hardwood floors, and she invested some time in that. And then eventually she had enough, but it went on for a few episodes.
Oh, did it?
But yeah. But eventually, she had enough, and it was they had it. They did it for a while, and then they got Knicks tickets, basically courtside, and they bribed them with those, and they played another game. And
the end result, they had the tickets, but no, what got them to do it? They said, okay, we get it. None of this is working, so Monica and I have a plan. We'll kiss for 1 minute. and then they just cut to the 2 boys going in the apartment into their own rooms, and they go, totally worth it. Totally worth it. They go in the room, they shut the door to clearly finish that fantasy out.
Right.
But that's after they had already physically went in and switched the apartments.
They took them to they sent them off to the game, and then they were free to do whatever they wanted. So
they hustled that. Oh my god.
So sick ones. Oh man, so many great, wonderful moments, episodes.
Dark Light says he loves Fools Rush In.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. I was wanting to talk about that too. Fools Rush In. That was. I think did I see that before I saw 3 to Tango? I think I did, but I love Salma Hayek. That was probably one of the first. I think I saw that before I saw From Dusk Till Dawn, so that I saw her in that first. But yeah, their chemistry together as well was a lot of fun. Him, him when he the snake scares him and he falls into the all the cactuses or the cactus. Is it cacti?
Cacti.
Well, then he's got all the
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 needles. The little
needles
needles. Yeah.
needles in his ass, and the brothers are bringing him home, and he's wasted from drinking tequila, and they bring him in. He's like, Lucy, you got some explaining to do. So, so good.
Now, so Fish, after Friends, he struggled to get a new hit,
Right.
and that's what happens, when you're on something so big and you're so recognized as that character. And that
Right.
happens with anybody.
Well,
that's
pretty much
exceptional.
happened with the whole cast, aside
Yeah.
from Jennifer and Courtney.
It's funny because to me, when you're just good, like I don't know, like Two Girls in a Pizza Place or whatever that's called, like Two Broke Girls,
Two
like,
Broke Girls.
like cute sitcom, but I don't think they're ever pigeonholed as those characters. Even something like I don't know, like even like Tim Allen when he was on his show. Tim Allen just sort of transcended that show because it was kind of him. It was his personality.
Right.
So it didn't slow him down from getting the Santa Claus movies, from having another sitcom. Do you know what I mean? So some people get lucky and they somehow aren't saddled with it. All the Star Trek people get saddled with it. And anybody that plays Superman.
Well, yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah.
Except for
Well, you just play something, so like those, when you play something so iconic, once again, like Friends is too, but like even more so where it's, I don't know, where it like takes on like a universe, basically, where it takes on like a whole
world.
thing.
I mean, the globe knows you. The entire planet loved Friends,
Oh yeah, absolutely. But yes, like you were saying, like hard to find another hit, but like you said, like Friends is lightning in a bottle. It had its moment. It hit at the right time, and it was perfect for that 10 years.
Oh yeah.
But
so
like I said, like you were saying, all of them kind of struggle with like that kind of moving on after Friends. Lisa Kudrow did the comeback and for HBO, and like I think it had 2 seasons. I think maybe just the one. Matt LeBlanc, he was he had Joey after Friends, but it was still Friends adjacent. So
yeah, and it didn't last more than 2 seasons, sadly.
Right.
But Episodes was a big hit. I don't know if you ever saw Episodes, but
no, I heard it was fantastic. He was nominated for
many things, like writing,
Emmys, and
and I'm telling you, I will tell you, as a fan, if you're a fan of LeBlanc, you will love. I got sucked into Episodes instantly. It was so well written. He just plays sort of like a heightened version of himself, a little bit of a dick sometimes, but still charming. I mean, he's spot on, and it's tough when people have, like Nick Cage had to play himself in Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. It's like, how do you play yourself in a way that doesn't just feel like you're just not entertaining?
Right.
So it's super good. And then I know Matt also has a new series out right now that's been on for several seasons. I don't really watch it, but I mean, it's going on. Jennifer Aniston, of course, has her morning show with Reese Witherspoon on Apple Plus.
Right.
Courtney went off to do well with Scream. She found a nice, she fought for that role of Gail Weathers because she needed something so removed from Monica.
Exactly.
And other people had turned it down, like other actresses. I don't know if I have my notes here, but let's see. Is it right here? Oh, look, it's right here. So it was offered to Brooke Shields and Janine Garofalo and Elizabeth Berkley. All turned it down.
Wow.
Like, especially like Elizabeth Berkley, like what kind of like career was she having at the time that she could turn
like, come on,
down?
I'd be like, Showgirls is not,
like how, but I mean, thank God, because Courtney is so perfect. Who knew that she would be a Scream queen one day?
Yeah. I once again, I love that she did that, because once you said, like you said, it's so removed from the character Monica. And exactly, I know why she did that, because hey, I'm not just this. And I'm glad that she established I'm not just this, because it gave her the chance to go on and do other things, like oh my gosh, I haven't seen Cougar Town, but
Yeah, Cougar Town had some charm too.
and then I Matthew did a guest appearance in that as well.
Yeah,
So,
and Jennifer did a guest appearance.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if you saw the one thing I feel bad about with the cast of Friends, because they were such an ensemble, is it was tough for them all to get a fair shot at winning an Emmy. And they were also on the exact same time Frasier was on. So
right.
for 5 years in a row,
Best actor.
Kelsey Grammer. It's like 5. I'm like, oh my God, Kelsey.
It's like, I was gonna say, or even if you got supporting actor, there was David Hyde Pierce to steal it for you.
David Hyde Pierce, absolutely. Oh my God. So as talented as all of those men were, especially Matthew, they never walked away with a trophy, and that's just and Courtney's the only girl to not get even nominated, because I think they all at one point they all got a nomination, even the guys, all the fellas received at least one, and maybe only one. They didn't win, and then except Courtney, and it's hard to play Monica.
Oh yeah,
it's being so lovable,
uptight, and OCD, and
because I can see how those are tendencies that people don't gravitate. I still love her a lot. She's probably my favorite.
One of mine, absolutely.
But Matthew went on to do The Odd Couple, and I don't know if you saw him in The Odd Couple, but it was really funny.
I read about that. I have not watched that yet. I think he produced it, and he was Oscar.
He was Oscar Madison, sort of the slovenly one,
right?
And the guy from Reno 911 was Felix Unger, the straight-laced fellow,
right?
And they were really funny. But again, when you hear his book, addiction just didn't help things on set very well. It just it was so, I don't know. I felt like, he's found something. This is maybe his new show that'll go on for 5 or 6 seasons, and then I think it was just 2 seasons. That was it.
And then they also had, what was that? Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip.
Yes,
yeah. I owned that at one time. Because he hadn't done anything for a minute, and so when that came out, I bought it, and I think I watched a couple episodes. I don't think I have it anymore through my movings and everything. I think I might have missed it, but yeah, I do want to check that out again, because of course it had a great cast. It had a nice little cast in it too, from what I remember.
Yeah, it kind of dropped off though. It was a really fun premise, and they were all great in it, because it was kind of like a Saturday Night Live kind of story. Like, it's a cast that writes for sitcoms, and it was, the idea was there, but it wasn't always executed. It wasn't Friends quality.
Gotcha.
And at that point, it needs to be.
It was kind of, well, I mean, when I got it, I didn't know what I was going into. I thought I might be going into like a 30 Rock kind of thing, but
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and see, this has happened. What's up, Collector Movie Man? So same thing was happening to him. He's going to buy some Matthew Perry stuff this Wednesday, and they're all sold out on Amazon, and the Friends sets are all sold out. Like, because people are. That's exactly what happens though. When people pass away, people want to grab their stuff and get it to their collections, because you often think, I have all the time in the world, and then you don't. Well, I mean, they don't. Then they're gone. So then you want. It's just, I think it's just a human condition, or maybe it's just, I don't know. Like, for some of us, that's what we do when these artists go away. Like albums, if an artist dies, you kind of want to grab some more of their music, or grab some compilation discs and stuff. That.
It's funny, it's like the past 2 Prime Day sales, I've passed on the box set, the Blu-ray set of Friends, because I have the DVDs, they're there. I have them digitally, so I have them streaming, so now, after, because I've had them in my cart both times, and just
This
never
thing
pulled
right
the
here,
trigger.
Fish.
Yeah, I know, and never pulled the trigger on it, and
You're good.
now they're all gone, and I'm like, well, I'm sure they'll be back, but yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, in the meantime, in the moment, right now.
So,
yeah.
Fish, you also don't you have this? Oh, don't you have this thing too?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is a monster, y'all. This case weighs, I swear to God, it's like 50 pounds. This is a solid wood case because it holds 10 seasons of the TV show and it weighs like a ton. There it is. And these, a lot of people don't have these. You had to send away for this, I think. So
I found this on Amazon.
you did?
A
Nice.
long time ago. I've had this for years. Like,
Hey,
I think as soon as it came out, it's like because that cover, is the
yeah, that's the 10th season cover.
That's the 10th season. So as soon as like they were done with that, this was like the first box set that came out.
All right, so ready? I'm gonna pitch you a line. You ready, Fish? Hey, we're box set buddies.
That's what they'll call us.
There it is. Good, you didn't drop it.
But I love that they're the individual seasons.
Yeah.
From the
Yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently you got to hang on to those because some of these Blu-rays, from what they say, are edited down. So some of
they're not the extended episodes.
I mean, I haven't done a deep dive in these because I love that DVD set, because DVD set also has tons of like bonus features in each season, which is super nice.
Oh yeah.
And then these have sort of some stuff in them as well, some different stuff. But again, this is one where I cannot believe they don't have that 10 Years of Friends, that special that came out. That for sure when the Blu-ray comes out, they'll put it on that. And it's still not on this. It's
still
just, it was the most incredible special that seems to be completely have forgotten.
If you could make me one, I would gladly buy a copy from you. Yeah, I would gladly buy a copy from you.
Oh no, ain't no buying. I'll just send it to you. It's funny because I have to figure out, can I still burn stuff? I don't even know if I have a burner anymore. Like maybe I'll just send you the digital file. So that might work if my thing won't burn, but I'll check it out for you. Yeah, and he also says, and we talked about it earlier, do we have the autobiography? Yeah, I do. And I have the audio book, Collector Movie Man, and that's the one you want to get. You want to hear Matthew Perry tell this story. I mean, if reading's more your jam, but to me, when the artist is telling you that story, it's soul crushing. 10 seasons on 320 discs. That's right. Only weighs 95 pounds. Right. Keep your dog from running out of the backyard. Nice.
Yeah, no, I want to definitely at least I have Audible, so I want to at least get it that way.
That's where I got it from, was Audible. Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I got a lot of good ones from Audible. So good. Matthew Perry's also got Elvira's, which you're an Elvira fan.
Oh
right?
Yeah, right? Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah,
another phenomenal thing. In fact, I saw her at the convention recently.
Right.
I don't know if you saw the video, but I talked about telling her, "Hey, I know you're really fast. You get an autograph, and you feel like you're in and out, but you're trying to take 30 seconds to say something meaningful." And while she was signing the book, I just said, "I have to tell you." I have your audiobook because I wanted to hear you tell me the story, and the part that you tell about where Elvis tells you to leave Vegas, stop being a showgirl and wasting her talents, and go to LA and pursue your dreams. And then she did that very thing. And now we have Elvira. Like, you know what I mean? Like Elvis Presley gave her advice. And because of taking that advice, we have Cassandra Peterson / Elvira. I mean, and she stopped and it got to her. She said, thank you for saying that. And like I could tell it, no one had said that, and it was nice. It's like, okay, good. I made a tiny connection with Cassandra. Now I can leave.
That is wonderful. And after I believe you told that on one of the Morning Mug shows. Story.
I did.
And sorry, sometimes I'm in the shower and getting ready and stuff. So I still have you on. I may not be in the chat or whatever, but I'm still listening. I'm still there. I'm still liking and watching and stuff. But I remember you telling that story. So I never knew that. But after you told that story, I kind of put two and two together. I was like, Elvis, Elvira. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, did she? Oh, well, that's cool. Did she kind of name her character
That's
like
actually that's
vicariously
super.
through, you know, or you know?
That's a fascinating connection. I don't know if that's necessarily.
But yeah, that
I
just
mean,
popped in my head. Yeah, I was
it's
like,
a great
my mind
coincidence.
went that way. I was like, oh wait, Elvis inspired her to go live
Elvira.
her dream. Elvira, maybe. I don't maybe that. Yeah, that's a
I
little
mean,
was a little homage to
well, it's certainly a blend because at the
right.
time, the woman that was on TV that she was
Oh
replacing her
yeah, you told
was
that. Yeah.
uh,
Oh, I remember you telling
was
me too.
Vampira.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
had Vampira and then Elvira, which
Yeah.
also has sort of the same ending. So it's almost like Elvis and Vampira becomes
Vampira.
Elvira.
Yeah.
And then, of course, once she became famous, Vampira was trying to sue her for stealing her likeness, even though just because they wear a black dress,
Right.
they act and looked nothing alike.
Okay, because
At all.
I've never seen Vampira, so yeah.
Well,
But I
have you
know
seen Ed
Elvira,
Wood?
so
Yeah, have you seen Ed Wood?
I have not yet. I have it. I own it, but I haven't seen it yet.
So
Yeah.
there's this character Vampira, and it's Lisa Marie plays it, and she's very
Okay.
like super thin waist, tight black, thing. So I mean, the black outfit is similar, but I mean, she's also like Elvira's much bustier, and she shows us off, and she's got the big high wig, and of course,
Right.
lots of personality.
Right.
And yeah, so that lady never won, thankfully, but there were still lots of people in her life that got in her way to take her money. So, but yeah, so Lance is there. I was only 1 year old when Friends ended. There you go. So you're a youngin'.
Oh my gosh.
Sporting all my friends is like a Friends shirt. Look, we got the Joey food there. Joey doesn't
No.
share food, and then they got the boat. Remember when they stole all the furniture and all they had was like the boat in the middle of the room?
The canoe.
The
Yeah.
canoe. Yeah. The canoe. It's like, yeah, my wife got this shirt, so I'm like, I'm gonna wear this.
That's adorable. I love that. I do not own any Friends apparel. But I've always there's this throw that has like a bunch of Friends like quotes or little things
Oh yeah.
like
Nice.
here and there on it that I've always wanted to get for the bed because I love like blankets and stuff like that. So
Especially when you surround yourself with stuff you like.
right.
Like
right.
there you go, Fish. So I even have the mug, the pint.
Nice.
And ironically, every Sunday, this is the glass I drink from because I like starting Sunday off with Friends. So it's like drinking from this is not just for the show. It's like it makes me think of all my friends. So it's you, everybody here, my friends, these friends. So every Sunday I start, basically start the week off, even though people think it's Monday, but to me it's kind of a Sunday thing. And I always grab, no matter what I drink, mugs, whatever, on any other day, Sunday is always the Friends glass because it centers me and puts me in that, happy place,
That's awesome. That's wonderful.
Well, I'm looking to see if anybody else has any Matthew Perry favorite moments. No one's really chimed in with that, but everyone is kind of sticking around. So I appreciate that. If you guys want to hit some likes from me and Fish, we'd appreciate that. We're at 19. Let's go to 20. I don't know, 25 if you guys can. Fish, anything else? I think we've talked a good time. I mean, we've tangented a little bit from Chandler.
Well, yeah.
That's how conversations are. That's what I wanted to have, is just a conversation, and wherever it took us, it took us into great places. Even when we segued to other people, it was about heart and meaningful things.
Right.
So
and yeah.
that.
So yeah, I just want to say that will be missed. Definitely, even if he hasn't, done anything like recent, but everything that he has given us, a lot of it, means so much. Especially Friends, and not just Friends. Like even some of the roles that he's done in movies, and I don't think there's been a whole lot. I don't know. We haven't even talked about was the Ron Clark story, which I still haven't seen.
Right.
Because one of the few dramatic roles that he's done.
That's
where
right.
It was like, what I think did he get a SAG award for that?
I was just gonna say, I know there was a lot of notoriety around that performance.
Right. So I
I
still need
forget
to
if he
check
took home
that out.
trophies, but yeah. Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that when Amazoning a bunch of his titles that popped up. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah. See, that's one I haven't seen, because we always, when we think Matthew Perry, we think comedy, so we gravitate more towards the comedy stuff. So I still haven't checked out Ron Clark. So I really do, because I love inspirational stories, and especially when it comes around educators and stuff like that. Because
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So
It's
that
your
was,
jam.
that was my whole 4K box set was my dream 4K
That's right.
box set about
I remember
educators.
that.
So
Yeah.
I definitely need to check out the Ron Clark story, So I do want to do that soon, very soon. But yeah, I just when I found out about this last night, I was like, no. I was like, oh, and then I thought of you. I thought of Cody too, dude who loves movies. I know he's a huge Friends fan as well. So I messaged him today too. After I messaged you, I
Yeah.
messaged you both. I was like, hey, you guys doing all right?
Oh,
And he was
yeah,
like,
that was
yeah,
nice.
yeah. So I was just checking on him too because I know how much he loves Friends. So, but yeah, this one, I mean, Betty White was another one that hit really hard, but this one, I don't go to sleep to Golden Girls every night. I watch Friends every night, and I see,
Yeah.
he's, it's my nightly routine, so he's always there, and he'll still always be there, but just it's sad he's not here.
And so young too, like 54.
Oh yeah,
Like,
54.
I'm in my
Like,
50s, and so I
yeah.
was like,
So like I
what?
said, just we're right around the same age. All of us right here. You, me, him. So yeah.
One I forgot about too that I saw just by searching was Almost Heroes with Chris Farley.
Oh my God, yeah.
I don't remember that one being great, and that was another one that the whole film was plagued with problems and chemistry and stuff like that. Even though you had two
Well, I was gonna say
legends on the
because
screen.
Chris Farley was going through his stuff, at that
Imagine
time
both
too.
of
That
them.
was like his last movie, I think.
It
And
was.
and with the two of them probably going through their own stuff at the same time. I was never, and I'm still not, because I haven't watched any. Chris Farley. I'm not a big fan. I've seen a couple movies here and there, and it's kind of not my humor for some reason.
Yeah.
But other actors doing kind of similar humor, I do connect with. I don't know. It was like him and Will Ferrell. I never meshed with for some reason.
That was the same thing with me with Will Ferrell. Like he just sometimes Elf, hands down. I love him in Elf. Like it's
Enjoyed it. Yeah.
It's like my favorite Christmas movie. It's his performance is perfect. But other films like Old School, I didn't quite click with. Like everyone was like, "Oh my God, Old School!" I'm like,
No,
it's okay.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, that's funny.
But yeah. So I've never checked out Almost Heroes because of the Farley effect of it. Even though Matthew Perry's in it. But yeah, I may give it a shot since they're both no longer with us, and check it out and see what.
Maybe hit a trailer first and see if it
Right,
feels
yeah.
because 10 minutes in you'd be like, good thing I didn't find it on streaming.
Right. Try to find it free on YouTube.
That's what I try to do. If I'm going to pull in somebody recommends a movie, if I can get it free first, I'll buy it if it's worth it. But I don't want to, especially if something like if you've never seen Whole 9 Yards and you wanted the Blu-ray, you got to pay $23 on Amazon right now, and it never goes down. That's why I still have the DVD, because
I was going to say that's its price. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's its price, and it didn't jack up because he passed away. It's always that. Thankfully, it didn't go up even higher, and it hasn't even sold out because, well, it's not at a sellout kind of price. $23 is something. I think some people are like, "Oh, a Whole 9 Yards, that's on Max." Isn't that a Warner movie? Let's see.
Whole 9 Yards, yeah, it's a Warner Brothers.
Yeah, it's Warner Brothers. So this is probably on Max right now, in HD. So,
I just looked it up. 3 to Tango is free on Tubi.
There you go. All right.
If anybody wants to check it out.
So if you guys want to check it out. Let's see. He says, I read the book last year and also listened to the autobiography. Yes, it is a phenomenal listen. Matthew Perry's book. Wish they released 10 seasons of Friends on 4K. I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Yeah.
Ever going to like a series. And I'll tell you, look, if anything has the power, it would probably be something like Friends. I know Star Trek is one of the few like older shows that got that love. Some of the newer things that get that, it'd be like the dragon stuff.
Oh yeah, Game of Thrones and
Game of Thrones, yeah, things like
big
that.
epic. Yeah.
Yeah, but Friends with 10 seasons and 22 to 24 episodes each, that would be great. But yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. Plus, that would be a really expensive set that I don't know. Hold on, somebody trying to bust us up. Ain't gonna happen. So Tom Hill, on Harry Potter, who played Falco and Ice-T. Oh yeah, cool.
I want to grab that Tom Felton autobiography. He's actually one of my favorite characters. I actually met him. I got my VIP stuff from the Comic-Con there. I need to get my autograph out and frame it up and put it up somewhere. But yeah.
Good. Look at all that wall space behind you, Fish. Look at it.
I know.
Oh, that's cool. So you have like a hoodie and a coffee cup. Yeah. I got a bunch of merch too. I got the glass and Fish, there's over at, and I'm going to put this on my Christmas list because my wife's always looking for something. They have like a lighted sign you can hang on your wall that says Central Perk.
Central Perk. Yeah.
Maybe about that big. So it's not a huge wall consumer,
right.
of a sign. It's not like that big or something like a real coffee shop. So it's like a cute little novelty thing. And a bunch of other fun. Barnes and Noble has good.
Okay, I was going to say knickknacks. I think I saw one of your videos where you were walking around.
Yeah. It was the last trip for Criterion.
Criterion, that's right. I remember you showing some stuff. Yeah.
So I feel like I'll be adding some more of that this season, just because.
I'm going to add any merch. One thing that I've always wanted to get was the picture frame around that. Around the door. Yeah.
Oh, and that's there too. Yeah, the picture frame. I had to for a while that it was hard to find just anything official. So I have one of those, but it's like almost like a rubbery feeling frame.
Okay.
And it's not great because it's really like the frame that you put over the peephole, but I wanted to use it as a picture frame.
Oh,
so
there's
no backing to it to actually put the picture in, and there's no glass or anything like that because it's normally an open frame because it was for the peephole.
Right.
And so I have to tape the photo on the back, so it comes through the opening. So it's okay, but I feel like if I get that other one that's at Barnes and Noble, it's the real deal, Fish. I hope.
Right. Yeah. No. So I like I said, there's that throw that I want for the bed that I've seen around and stuff, and definitely the picture frame for the door. Maybe not for the door, but at least for my bedroom door.
Yeah.
Little things.
Well, I think we're good, bud. Anything else you want to add? Any other tidbit? It's been fun talking to you about
you as well. Yeah, absolutely. I love just hanging out. Chit chatting, and then discussing some of our favorite things.
Yeah, and thank you everybody that just popped in on such an unexpected. We just dropped this like an hour and something minutes ago, hour and 18 minutes ago. And you all came in to say hi and listen to us talk about Matthew. Hopefully you all, miss him as well and got a little something from our conversation here. And again, Fish, I appreciate it because, I wanted to come on either way and talking to someone that also cared. It really helps, banter back and forth and brings up memories that probably wouldn't just come out if I was just sitting here flapping my gums by myself. So thank you.
No, thank you very much. When you were like, want to join me? I was like, well, yeah, I would. Yeah. I would like to join you and talk about Matthew a little bit. Yeah, no, absolutely. Because, it's good to, talk it out, talk about, get your feelings out, and share, especially with somebody who touched your life You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
it hits your funny bone and your heart too at the same time. So,
Yeah,
but
it's still a bit of a shock too. Like at 54, as someone, I don't know, it's like you expect later in life to hear people start going, but
right,
when they're still really young, and anybody that hasn't hit their 50s yet, 50s ain't old. I tell you, it's all a
right.
mindset. It's a
Oh
mindset.
yeah, oh yeah,
When you hit 50, you're gonna say to yourself, I don't know, I still feel pretty good. Like, you know what I mean? I think it's really when you maybe hit that 70, 80 mark, then you feel you're old. But it's all a state of mind, y'all.
absolutely, absolutely. You know, I'm creeping on it myself. I'll be 46 next month, so
There you
yeah.
go. So you'll be in the club before you know it. I'll probably be out of the club by the time you get there. Um,
But yeah, no, thank you very much for allowing me to come on and, and discuss this with you and yeah, talk about some good times and some good memories and yeah, thank you.
well, I would just say, so if we can recommend anything to somebody, obviously go watch some episodes of Friends. I
Oh
think
yeah,
we've talked about a few here. Go watch the Bracelet Buddies episode, or Fish said the cheesecake episode. Both of
all
those
the
are
one with
really
all the
good.
cheesecakes. Love him and Rachel together. They're so fun. They're so
Oh yeah,
fun. Yeah, yeah.
all you
And
gotta do
another
is
one is the other one is where he's messing around with her boss and he handcuffs her, or she handcuffs him to the chair and then ends up
uh,
Rachel handcuffs him to that's another
the filing
episode where their
cabinet.
banter goes back and forth. Yeah. So
Yeah,
that one's another fun one, the two of them. But those two, but definitely Three to Tango. Check it out. It's on Tubi for free.
cool.
That's my one recommendation because it's a lot
And
of
I'll
fun.
go whole 9 yards because I just checked it out today. The cast clicks really well.
Yeah.
And let us know.
I'm actually gonna do might do a little marathon today. So I might
Nice.
hit up all three of these. Yeah.
Nice. And I would say too, y'all, like anybody watching too, let us know in the comments below, like what some of your favorite Matthew Perry moments. That's what this is about, is sharing the love, sharing the memories, sharing what you remember from what he gave us. And let us know, because get a little conversation going in the comments. I'd appreciate that. Because we just want to know. Maybe it's the same thing Fish and I just talked about. Maybe those two movies are also your favorite. And that's great. Let us know. And maybe there's a favorite moment like that Matthew had that just stays in your brain and you can't get rid of it. Let us know, man. Appreciate it. All right, Fish. Well, thank you, my friend. Thanks for being here. Everybody, thanks for just popping in. It's been a pleasure. And farewell, Matthew. You will be missed.
Thanks, Hug. Good night,
Thank you.
everyone.
Good night.